Alright, I don't normally do 2 videos a day anymore, but since I am not really doing on weekends anymore, I might try and slot some in here when I can, and when there is a good amount of stuff to talk about. Today I wanted to just do a brief video that is a PSA that everybody should go try to use Wish Ender now. I cannot really express just how good the buff feels on it. I will be playing through I just ran through a normal strike in the playlist here. I'm not, I cannot vouch for this in like GMs or whatever yet. But what I can say is it has been buffed to the point where it is as good as, if not better, because of some added utility than it was when it was bugged. I forget when that was. It was like a couple years ago when it was doing like, I don't know, 4 times the damage it was supposed to or something like that, which is not, it's not like doing that much damage, but it is doing significantly more, and I'm finding it to feel really great in a whole manner of content. We also have to keep in mind that this is also an era where they buffed all the primaries, like exotic primaries, to do 40% extra damage against red bars. So that results in some pretty crazy situations for Wish Ender itself because it is such a single target damage weapon. I'm just gonna read over the buffs that they had in the TWAB like a couple weeks ago, just to remind you what they are. So Wish Ender added intrinsic anti-barrier. Obviously, that is a great thing by itself. This includes not just barrier champions, and in a Legend Lost sector, you're popping a barrier Colossus in a single shot with that. Again, I'm not sure about higher level content with champions, but it is pretty good at cracking down barriers, and it is very long range, so it feels pretty close to anti-barrier sniper considering how far range you are with that bow. But it also applies to things like phalanx shields or hobgoblins that are crouched down and invulnerable. Like anti-barrier goes through that as well. So there's some added bonuses there just by being anti-barrier without the champion bonuses. And then they increase the number of hits versus most targets from 2 to 3. More hits against vehicles, still 2 against players. So it's not broken in PvP, but this is added, I think like 50% more damage at least from the base it was doing before, because it pierces the targets 3 times instead of 2 times most times. I think when it was bugged it was doing like 4 or 5, which is why it was so crazy. But keep in mind, this is also with the red bar bonus. So it is got a huge increase there as well, and I will kind of talk about that in a minute. Increased damage versus champions, majors, and mini-bosses by 10%. This is to make it a more effective champion weapon. In a Legend Lost sector, you can kill a barrier Colossus in 8 shots if you're like at power or close to it. I'm pretty sure it's like 8 or 9 shots, including popping its barrier for a primary. That's pretty good, and it feels really good. And then finally, they decreased draw time from 8 to 8 milliseconds to 820 milliseconds. You are probably not really going to feel the 008 milliseconds there, so don't expect anything super major there. And also, obviously, Wish Ender still does not have a catalyst. They've never given it one, so we could get some sort of bonus in the future. But this feels just incredible, and I have yet to really run into almost any red bar it can't one-shot, at least in like normal content, which is creating some surprising situations in that it feels almost like a sniper rifle in some content where at least for stuff that's like at power or whatever, I have one-shot a Shrieker, just a red bar Shrieker. It does like 72,000 damage with triple pierces of 24,000 on precision. I have one-shot body shot red bar Ogres, which seems kind of absurd. In this strike, since this is Inverted Spire, I think you're doing things like you're one-shotting Gladiators. I think you're maybe 2-shotting Colossi, but I think maybe I was a little closer or something. I don't know if range is factoring in there, or do those even have range? I don't know. But you are doing just massive damage to these previously kind of chunky enemies. But they also got that 10% buff against champions, majors, and mini-bosses, so it's not exactly a slouch to use against pretty much anything you will come across in a given mission, short of maybe the boss. I remember you could kind of almost do boss DPS with Wish Ender when it was like super bugged. That is not really true. Like it's not the worst thing ever in a pinch with its triple piercing, but obviously you're probably going to want to stick with traditional heavy options for for damage there. It's not like completely broken. It's just very, very good. It feels really nice. I want to start doing some higher level content, and like I'm sure there will be all of the cool PvE guys who are testing it at higher levels and in GMs and stuff to see if it's actually viable, if it can actually, replace Arbalest in that top slot for anti-barrier or whatever. All I'm saying is just try it out. It feels really good. The buffs definitely helped. It feels as strong as, if not stronger potentially, because of its added utility than it did when it was bugged and that really fun era for like 2 months or something where it was just essentially broken. Definitely give it a shot. And I have not done all of the new stuff that they buffed. I just got the Thunderlord Catalyst, which seems kind of insane, where you pull ammo from reserves when it does lightning strikes. I have not done Malfeasance yet, which has Intrinsic Unstoppable, and some of these other ones I haven't really gone into yet. But this one, Wish Hunter had kind of the most buffs that they had to it out of almost anything here. Maybe other than maybe Ecrius, which got Trench Barrel. But it's really fun. So go use it. You can use it in normal content. You can use it in... I think it's really good for farming these lost sectors. Keeps you safe at a distance so you won't die. And then... I don't know. I'm definitely going to try it in some Nightfalls and see how it goes there. The raid, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you're going to pick your exotic slot as that for the raid, but who knows? I mean, it depends. It depends on the encounter, and I can see that being potentially good in certain circumstances. So just give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I'm crazy and it's not as good as I'm saying, but I'm really enjoying it, and I'm going to have it on for a little while here. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon.